Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Language Journals. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Bob. We are so happy you're listening today.
Today, we have a very important topic for English beginners.
That's right. We are talking about prepositions.
Oh, prepositions. Words like in, on, and at. They're small, but they are very important for your sentences.
Don't worry, Jennifer. We are here to help our listeners understand them easily. Let's start with a very common question. When do we use at, on, and in for time?
That is a great place to start, Bob. It can be a little confusing for students. For example, I always say, I wake up at 7 o'clock.
Exactly. We use at for a specific time on the clock. You can say at 5 p.m. or at midnight.
Okay, so at is for the clock, but what about on? I hear people say on Monday and on Tuesday.
You're right. We use on for days of the week. I go to the gym on Friday. We also use on for specific dates, like my birthday is on June 10th.
I see. So clock times use at, and days or dates use on. That leaves in. I know we say in 2024 or in the summer.
Perfect. In is for longer periods, like months, years, or seasons. It's like a big container of time.
So at is small and fast, like a point on a clock. On is a bit bigger, like a day. And in is the biggest, like a whole month.
That is a wonderful way to remember it, Jennifer.
Now, we know how to use them for time, but we also use in, on, and at for places. This is where it gets interesting.
It really does. Let's look at in first. We use in when something is inside a space. For example, my keys are in my bag.
Or the students are in the classroom. They are inside the four walls, right?
Exactly. Now compare that to on. We use on for surfaces. Think of a table. The book is on the table. It is touching the top of it.
Oh, so if I put my phone on the floor, I say, my phone is on the floor.
Yes. And what about at? This one is for a specific point or location. I am waiting at the bus stop.
So I'm not inside the bus stop, and I'm not on top of the bus stop. I am just standing there at that place.
You got it. At the door, at the corner, or at the entrance. It's just a spot on a map. Let's talk about movement now. When we move from one place to another, we usually use to.
Right, like I go to the supermarket or I am driving to the office. It shows the direction of where we are going.
Exactly. But sometimes learners get confused between to and into.
Into sounds more complicated. What is the difference?
Think about it this way. To is the destination, but into means you actually enter the space. If I say I walked into the house, it means I was outside and then I went inside.
Oh, I see. So I go to the park, but I jump into the swimming pool.
Perfect example. You are moving from the air and entering the water.
And what about out of? Is that the opposite?
Yes. If you are inside the car and you open the door to leave, you are stepping out of the car.
So to is for the direction, into is for entering, and out of is for leaving. That makes a lot of sense. Let's look at things that describe where things are vertically. I'm talking about under, above, and below.
Those are very helpful. Let's start with under. If I lose my pen and I find it on the floor beneath my desk, I say the pen is under the desk.
Right. And what about above? It's the opposite, right? Like the lights in this room?
Yes, the lights are above us. They are higher than our heads, but they aren't touching us.
Sometimes I get above and on mixed up.
Just remember, on means it is touching the surface. Above means there is space between the two things. For example, a picture is hanging above the sofa. It isn't sitting on the sofa, it's higher up on the wall.
That's a clear way to see it. And below, is that the same as under?
They are very similar. In most cases for A1 learners, you can use under, but you might see below on a test, like write your name below the line. It just means in a lower position.
So my shoes are under the chair, and the basement is below the ground floor.
Exactly. You're getting the hang of this. Now let's look at things that are side by side. We have two common words for this, next to and beside.
Oh, I like these because they mean the same thing, right?
That's right. If I'm sitting in a chair and you are in the chair right next to me, I can say Jennifer is sitting next to me or Jennifer is sitting beside me.
It makes it easier when two words have the same meaning. But what if there is a person on my left and a person on my right?
Then we use the word between. You are between two people.
Let me think of another example. If I put my coffee cup with my phone on one side and my book on the other,
Then your coffee is between your phone and your book.
okay, so next to is just one thing nearby, but between is when you are in the middle of two things.
Perfect. Just remember, for between, you always need to mention two objects or two people. You can't be between just a chair.
That would be a very lonely between. Let's move to things that are in a line, like when you're waiting for a bus. What if someone is facing away from you?
Then you are behind them. Behind means at the back of something. For example, my car is parked behind the house. I can't see it from the front door.
That makes sense. And the opposite of behind is in front of, right?
Exactly. Right now, this microphone is in front of my face.
In front of is three words for beginners to remember.
It is, but we use it all the time. Think about a cinema. If a tall person sits in front of you, you can't see the movie.
Oh, I hate when that happens. So I'm behind the tall person, and the tall person is in front of me.
You got it. Just remember, behind is for the back, and in front of is for the front. Let's talk about distance now. Sometimes we don't need to be exact, we just want to know if something is close or a long way away.
You mean words like near and far?
Exactly. We use near when the distance is very short. For example, my house is near the train station. It only takes me 2 minutes to walk there.
That's convenient. But what if I have to drive for 30 minutes to get to the city?
Then we say the city is far from your house. It's a long journey.
So near is just one word, but we say far from. Do we always need the from?
Yes, usually. You wouldn't say the school is far my house. You must say the school is far from my house.
Okay. I also hear the word by sometimes. Is that the same as near?
Very similar. If I am standing by the window, I am very, very near it, maybe even touching it.
So by is very close, near is close, and far from is a long way away.
You've got it. It's all about how much you want to walk.
Jennifer, I have a question from one of our listeners. They are confused about travel. Why do we say in the car, but on the bus? It feels like a trick.
I know. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But there's a little secret to help you remember.
Oh, please tell us. I need to know the secret.
Usually, if it is a large vehicle and you can stand up and walk around inside it, we use on. So we say on the bus, on the train, and on a plane.
Okay, that makes sense. I can walk to my seat on a bus, but in a car,
In a car, you just sit down. You can't stand up. So we use in. We say in a car or in a taxi.
what about a bike? I can't walk on a bike, but I'm not inside it either.
Good point. For things like bikes, motorcycles, or even horses, we use on. You are sitting on top of them. I go to school on my bicycle.
So in for the small car, on for the big bus, and on for my bike.
Exactly. Just imagine if you can walk. If you can walk, use on. Let's talk about where you live. This is very important when you meet new people. Do you live on a street or at a street?
That's a tough one. I usually say I live on Sunny Road. Is that right?
Yes, that's perfect. We use on when we talk about the name of the street. I live on Main Street, or the library is on Fifth Avenue.
Okay, so on is for the street name. But what if I want to give my friend my full address so they can visit me?
Then you need to use at. When you include the house number, you must use at. For example, I live at 120 Sunny Road.
Oh, I see. So on is general, just the street, but at is very specific, the exact house.
Exactly. Think of it like a map. On is a long line, but at is a specific point on that line.
That's helpful. And what about the city? Do I live at London?
No, no. For cities, countries, and neighborhoods, we always use in. I live in London, or I live in Italy.
So, in the city, on the street, and at the house number.
You got it. You're a pro now, Jennifer.
Bob, what if we want to talk about how long we do something? Like, I have been in the studio for a long time.
Exactly. We use for to talk about a period of time, like 2 hours, 5 days, or 10 years.
So I can say, I studied English for 1 hour today.
Perfect. For is for the total time, but there is another word that beginners often mix up with it. That word is since.
Oh, I know that one. Since is for the starting point, right?
Right. You use since when you name the specific time or day when you started. For example, I have been here since 9 o'clock.
Let me try. I can say, I have lived in the city for 3 years. Or I have lived in the city since 2021.
You nailed it. Just remember, for is for the number of minutes, hours, or days. Since is for the name of the day, the year, or the specific time on the clock.
That makes it much clearer. For is the length, and since is the start.
Let's look at two more time words that sound a little bit similar, until and by. These can be a bit tricky for my students.
Oh, I agree. I hear them used in the office all the time, like, I will be at work until 5 o'clock.
Exactly. Until tells us when an action stops. You start working and you don't stop until the clock hits 5 o'clock.
So the action continues all the way to that time. But what about by? If my boss says, give me the report by Friday, what does that mean?
That means Friday is the deadline. It doesn't mean you are working on the report for all Friday. It just means you must finish it at some time before Friday ends.
I see. So until is for a continuous action, and by is for a deadline or a limit.
Right. Think of it like this. I will stay in the park until it rains. That means the moment the rain starts, I leave.
And if I say, I need to be home by 8 p.m., I can arrive at 7 or 7:30, but I cannot be late.
You've got it. Until is about the duration, and by is about not being late.
Let's talk about being together. Bob, who are you here with today?
Well, I am here with you, Jennifer, and of course we are here with all of our lovely listeners.
That's right. We use with when we talk about people or things being together. For example, I like my coffee with milk.
Oh, not me. I like my coffee black. I drink it without milk.
So without is the opposite. It means something is missing or not there.
Exactly. You can go to the park with your dog, or if the dog is tired and stays home, you go without your dog.
That's a bit sad for the dog. But with and without aren't just for people and food. We can use them for tools too, right?
Yes, I am writing with a blue pen. The pen is the tool you are using.
And if I don't have a pen, I am without a way to write.
You're a fast learner, Jennifer. With means together or using something, and without means not together or not using something. Now let's look at two more words that sound similar but do very different jobs, of and from. These can be a little confusing because they are so short.
I agree. I use from when I talk about where I'm born. I am from New York.
Exactly. From shows the origin or the starting point of something, like, this letter is from my brother, or I am walking from the park.
Okay, so it's about where something begins. But what about of? We use it for belonging, right?
Yes. Of shows a connection or possession. For example, the color of the car is red. The red color belongs to the car.
Or a cup of tea. The tea is what is inside the cup.
Right. Or if you are a fan of something, you can say, I am a fan of the language journals.
Oh, I hope all our listeners are fans of our show. So, to remember, from is about the start or the origin, and of is about belonging or what something is made of.
Perfect. Just think, I am from a city, but I am a citizen of the world.
Bob, what are we talking about now?
Well, you just used the perfect word. We are talking about the preposition about.
Oh, I see what you did there. So, we use about when we want to explain the subject or the topic of something.
Exactly. If you go to the cinema, your friend might ask, what is the movie about? And you can say, it's about a giant robot.
Ugh, I prefer movies about history or romance. But about has another meaning too, right? Like when we aren't 100% sure of a number?
Yes, it means approximately or around. For example, there were about 20 people at the party. Maybe there were 19, maybe 21, but it was close to 20.
So I can say, I will meet you at about 6 o'clock. That means I might be a few minutes early or a few minutes late.
Exactly. It's a very relaxed preposition. It gives us a general idea instead of a perfect fact.
I like that. It's much less stressful than being exactly on time.
Let's talk about another time word, during. People often confuse this with for or in.
Oh, I hear that a lot. What is the best way to explain during?
We use during to say when something happens inside a period of time. For example, I fell asleep during the movie.
Was the movie that boring, Bob?
Maybe. But notice I didn't say how long I slept. I just said it happened while the movie was playing.
I see. So if I say it rained during the night, it means at some point while I was sleeping, the rain started and stopped.
Exactly. You use during followed by a noun, like during the summer, during the flight, or during the lesson.
Ugh. Can I say during 2 hours?
No, that's a common mistake. For a number of hours, we go back to our old friend for. You say for 2 hours, but during the game.
Okay, so during is for the event and for is for the clock time.
Now things are getting a little more active. Let's talk about over and across.
Oh, I know these, like the cat jumped over the box.
Exactly. Over means moving from one side to the other, but higher up than the object. If you jump over a fence, you don't touch the fence, you go above it.
Ah, but what about across? If I want to go to the shop on the other side of the street, do I jump over the street?
No, please don't jump over the street. That would be very difficult. For flat surfaces like a street, a bridge, or a river, we use across. I walked across the road.
Okay, so across is more like moving on a flat space from side A to side B.
Exactly. The bridge goes across the river. It connects to the two sides.
So if there's a wall, I climb over it, but if there's a park, I walk across it.
Spot on, Jennifer. You are really moving through these prepositions now.
Speaking of moving, Bob, I have one that always makes me think of a tunnel. The word is through.
That is the perfect way to think about it. We use through when we move inside something from one end to the other, like a train going through a tunnel, or a needle going through a piece of cloth.
Ah, it's like being surrounded on all sides while you move, right? Like walking through a forest with trees everywhere.
Exactly. Now compare that to around. If you don't want to go inside the forest because you're scared of the dark, what do?
I walk around the forest. I stay on the outside and go in a circle or a curve to avoid it.
Right. Around means to move in a circle or to go the long way to avoid the center. For example, the moon goes around the Earth.
Oh, so through goes into the middle and comes out the other side, but around stays on the edge.
You've got it. Just remember, if you go through the door, you are in the room. If you walk around the building, you are still outside. We're almost at the end. Let's look at two more: opposite and against. These are great for describing where things are in a room.
Oh, I use opposite a lot when I talk about my house. There's a small park opposite my front door.
That's a perfect example. Opposite means on the other side of a space, like a street or a table. If we are sitting at a table and we are looking at each other, I am sitting opposite you.
So it's like in front of, but usually with a space in between us.
Exactly. Now, against is very different. We use against when something is touching or leaning on something else for support. For example, the ladder is leaning against the wall.
Or if I'm tired and I put my back against a tree to rest.
Yes, you are putting pressure on the tree. You can also park your bike against a fence.
So opposite is far away on the other side, but against is very close and touching.
Right. Just don't walk opposite a wall when you should be leaning against it. Wow, Bob, we have covered so many words today.
I understand, Jennifer. We talked about in, on, and at for time and place, through, across, between, and so many more.
It's a lot for our A1 and A2 learners to remember, but I think they did a great job today.
They really did. And remember, everyone, you don't have to be perfect today. The best way to learn prepositions is to listen to how English speakers use them every day.
That's right. Next time you watch a movie or read a book, look for these small words. See where the characters are standing or when they are meeting.
Exactly. Practice makes progress. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Language Journals.
We hope this makes your English journey a little bit easier. Don't forget to keep practicing, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.
Bye-bye.